Hello. So today we're just doing some knotless braids. Usually when this client comes in, we'll braid her hair up into a point. I would just naturally tie an elastic band around it. And then at the end, just braid it down and dip that in hot water because she likes to have the ends wavy. But today we're doing it slightly different. She's off on a big trip very soon. And so she's gonna be in the water every day. And so she's worried about her hair becoming undone. So I was like, you don't have anything to worry about, but just so that you're not anxious on your trip, what we can do is we can try doing these knots around each braid. And so that's what we're doing right here. And so you're gonna see me do the same process a few times. I just like to show this type of movement from different angles so you can see what my fingers are doing and you can see how I'm wrapping the very small piece of hair around the braid. And so once you're done braiding to a point, you want to grab your beater, put it in position, grab a small piece of hair, wrap that around. I've seen different videos online here. All sorts of people wrap it, at very amount of times, but I decided to do it about maybe 4 to 5 times. I felt like that was sufficient for this. And so once I'm done, I just pull it through that loop and then I pull it straight down. And so I'm using a beater, and so this is what you'd use to put beads on the ends of your braids, or you could also use a crochet hook. It's totally up to you what you prefer to do. And so here I'm just tucking her hair into the extensions, and now we're just braiding down. I'm going to grab a small piece again just to show you one more time. Sometimes it's a little bit tricky like it is there. And so once you have that separate, then you grab your beater like I'm doing right now. Put that in position, and then you want to wrap it around a few times. And I think for this one I did it about 5 times. And then you want to grab it through the back and forward and then pull straight down. And there's no rules to this. I think you get the gist of this now that we've done it a few times. And so this is what it looks like. I know it's not looking good, guys. It's really not looking good, folks. And so this hair is really long for the look that she wanted today. So I'm just brushing it out with my wig brush from Framar. This brush is amazing. I really love it to comb out these extensions. And so this hair was so thick, the cutting process was a little nuts. And so we cut it to a length that made sense for the look that she wanted. And because it was so blent, I decided that I was going to, go through each braid and thin it out. This may look like a crazy process, but this part didn't actually take up too much time. And so as you can see, I'm just using my thinning shears and I'm just going through each braid. And once we're done, this is what it looked like. I know, still looks a little nutty, right? Not to fear. And so we've grouped them by placing a few all together. And so I believe I did maybe about 5 or 6 of these braids all over her head. And so as I just grouped them, I would put them in ponytails, and now I'm just braiding down. And what I like to do as I braid down is add a little bit of extension hair to this. And you'll understand why at the end. If you don't end up doing this, once you go to undo the braids, the crimped look is a little bit too crimped at the very ends, and it can look a little nutty. And so this is why I've decided to feed in larger pieces of hair, just so that at the ends it's not super tight and you'll get more of a uniform wave as you go toward to the end of the hair. And so after I braid to past the point of where the hair is, I'm gonna put an elastic around that, and then I'm just gonna cut off the ends before we go to dip all of these braids. Trust the process, folks, trust the process. And so again, this is just something that we tried out for the day, doing the knots, but you could simply just group the hair with an elastic band as you go and do the same thing here. And so now that we're all finished, we're just dipping in boiling hot water at this point. And I'm just asking her to tip her head back slowly so that I can get as far up as possible. And so even this looks a little bit wonky, but trust me, folks, trust the process, trust the process. And so here we're just gonna squeeze out the excess water. Pat, pat, pat. And so now we're gonna undo that braid. We're just cutting off the elastic that we put on the end there. And so as you can see with the other braids that I've already pulled out, it's not super tapered and crimpy all down the ends. It's just a nice wave. And this is the look she was going for. She wanted something that was a bit more of a beach wave, less of a curl. She really does enjoy her waves, the crimped look at the ends of her braids. And so this was the finished product. We were both really happy with this. And so again, you could do it with the knots or you could do it without the knots. I just wanted to show you what it looked like with the knots today. And so rest assured, this is not coming out and she can be in that water every day. Thanks for watching and follow for more.